Hi everybody, happy Throwback Thursday. Today I'm going to share with you some vintage video going back, about 2 decades with some baseball superstars as an homage to the World Series. My beloved Dodgers did not make it. Even though they had an amazing regular season, winning 111 games, they choked in the first round. So my Dodgers aren't there, but the rest of the country is going to be enjoying the World Series. And I wanted to share with you some of my favorite interviews going back about 2 decades with Barry Bonds and Curt Schilling, Nomar Garciaparra, and Alex Rodriguez. Take a look at this, baseball fans.
Welcome back to the best damn sports show, period. What a wicked awesome time it is to be a sports fan in New England. The Pats win the Super Bowl, the Celtics go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but nothing would be bigger in Beantown than the Red Sox winning their first World Series in 84 years. No fans are more passionate than Red Sox fans, and they are the most passionate about their favorite player, Nomar.
It's a passion here.
Garciaparra hits it well.
You're not buying a baseball team.
Up towards the wall in left field.
You're buying a lifestyle.
Going gone! A home run for Nomar. Garciaparra, 3 runs. Play by Nomar Garciaparra.
Every time your name comes up, I have this desire to say Nomar Garciaparra. Can you please tell me how people pronounce your name here in Boston?
In California, we pronounce our R's. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm from. I can't do it. Sometimes I'll joke around with them like, okay, say my name. Say it right. Nomar! No, next. Nomar! You win. You say there's the R, you know? just to mess around.
Can you even imagine what it would be like here in Boston if you were to win the World Series?
I don't know, but that's what makes it so great. I think we want it just as bad as everybody else does, and we're trying. I mean, that's baseball's so tough. You know, you go out there, it's a long season, it's a marathon, but we're working hard at it and believe in ourselves. That's the most important thing.
The biggest topics in baseball recently have been steroid use. That's got to be a little bit hard to swallow.
It's like all of a sudden it was like, okay, we're going to make the big news. I mean, is it because now all of a sudden we're in a labor agreement that now it's time to bring it up so they can use that again? Who knows why they're bringing it up now?
Do you think that's because of the owners? Do you think somehow they floated that out there?
I don't know how it's out there, but I'm just wondering why it's all of a sudden an issue now when, baseball has a lot of bigger issues to be focused on than steroids right now. I think we should be focused at the other issues at hand and about getting this labor agreement done in baseball and caring about the people who matter most, and that's the fans that go out there and support us day in and day out.
Nomar hits it high, deep to left field.
A couple years ago, Alex Rodriguez said, "I'm the youngest, Derek is the richest, and Nomar is the best." Well, obviously, $252 million later, there's a little shift there. If you had to put the 3 of you guys into some kind of an order, how would you?
Wow, God. I don't know. I don't know how, I think those guys are unbelievable. Alex is just tremendous. I mean, you get what he's made and what he's done and what he has to be put through. I tip my hat to him all the time. Watching Derek too, because the way he conducts himself is so tough in New York and the city. And, the media attention both in Boston and New York and a lot of these other places is a little different than other aspects of it, but he handles that so well. I'm just very lucky when people mention my name with those guys. I'm like, they're going to throw me in there. I'm like, thank you.
I'm sure that, although it might be kind of embarrassing, it's still got to be kind of a charge to know that, hey, I'm a sex symbol.
I don't see myself as a sex symbol. I look at myself in every mirror and I'm like, no. But no.
What do you account for that then? Why do women love you?
Because I'm on camera every day, so all of a sudden somebody gets better looking, I guess, when you're on camera.
You know what? John Croc's on camera every day, and I can tell you he is no sex symbol compared to you, mister.
I'm out there. I don't know. They say every great thing about Boston is they think about baseball 365 days, and as us baseball players, we have a tendency to do the same thing. Like I said, these people are wonderful, and I've been so blessed and lucky to play in front of them every day, to be here. Regardless if they lose the R or not. I mean, it doesn't. I'm very lucky, and I'm thankful every day that I get to play here in Boston.
The one-hitter for Curt Schilling. What a job. Got him looking outside corner. That is a career high for Curt Schilling.
There are certain things that people obviously want to know about your personal life and what you do outside the lines. Those are things that interest fans. And is that necessarily a bad thing?
Well, it interests
where
them.
do you draw the line?
Well, but the problem is that it interests them because they think we're so much different than them.
Well, when you're making millions of dollars, you are different than them.
In that respect only.
But that's to most people, that's one of the biggest parts of their lives. That's why they say that's the #1 reason that couples get divorced, is because of money.
But
so
I mean,
it's a big deal.
money makes me different from everybody that doesn't earn as much or everybody that earns more than me in that respect only. I wake up with the same fears and go to sleep with the same fears everybody else does. I'm scared to death something's going to happen to my kids. When I go on the road, I'm miserable when I'm away from the ball, away from my family, which this job requires you to do a lot. I have bad days at work, just like you have bad days at work, and I go home and I'm miserable. Problem is, I only get to work once every 5 days, so those 4 days in between my work days are miserable days. I mean, the emotions I experience in life are no different than the ones you do. Is it easier for me to pay my bills than someone not making $10? Yeah, absolutely. That doesn't take away the family problems. You know, I make a ridiculous amount of money. I still go to McDonald's with my kids. You know, that's their favorite place to eat. You know, they don't eat tofu and shrimp and steak and lobster. I mean, my kids are my kids. My salary doesn't change what I want my kids to believe is right and what's wrong. I mean, my goal in life is to have my kids look at me the way I looked at my father. My income's not going to determine how my kids look at me, or better not, or hopefully it won't.
You've dealt with a lot of adversity personally in your life, with your wife specifically having cancer and dealing with several surgeries thus far. Are you still chewing tobacco yourself, and are you still struggling with that?
Yeah, daily.
How does that happen?
You know, I don't know. I've beaten and done everything I think I've wanted to do, almost everything I wanted to do at this point in my life, and there's still one thing I consistently battle. I mean, you'd think I'd look at my kids and say, okay, that's enough. And I still haven't been able to. Why? I don't know. It's a weakness. The only way my only explanation is that it's a weakness. I haven't beaten it yet. I will, but I haven't yet.
For the Texas Rangers shortstop, Alex
Though he had the best individual season of his career, Alex Rodriguez also had to wade through a dismal season for his team. The Rangers didn't get a whiff of the 500 mark after the third week of the season and finished 43 games out of first. But by far the most trying moment came in his return to the city that made him a star.
I didn't know what the fan reaction was going to be, but when Randy Johnson came back, they gave him a standing ovation. So I felt I had an outside shot at maybe a small ovation. It wasn't your regular booze. It was like, we want to kill you type booze. On the first day, I was scared for my life just because it was a very hostile environment.
You were scared for your life?
Oh, sure. I mean, you know, throwing of the money and the batteries and the gestures that were screamed were, I think even Lou Piniella and some of the guys that were there that have been around baseball for 40 years said it was by far the most intense crowd they've ever seen. That one night, it was, you know, it was one of those days you like to forget.
One of the knocks on Barry has been that he can't produce in the postseason. In 27 playoff games, he's hit just 196 with only 1 homer. His team has just 9 wins, and he's never been to the World Series. He's still looking for answers.
I was in Little League, and we went to the championship to have a chance to move on, and we lost. I was in high school. I've been in 3 CCS championships in high school and lost all 3. I went to Arizona State and went to 2 World Series and lost. I was on the Pittsburgh Pirates, went to 3 playoffs and lost. I've been in San Francisco Giants. I've won 103 games and lost the last day. Been in the playoffs once or twice here and have lost. And, you know, I don't know why. My son's been in 2 Little Leagues. This is his this would be his 3rd year. His first year won championship, second year won championship. I got both duplicate trophies sitting on my desk in my office.
He's got more rings than you do?
Yeah, man, he does, but I love it, you know, because it's like, at least one of us have won, you know.
There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron.
755 career home runs.
The greatest home run hitter of all times, and I will reiterate that, of all times, not Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron.
Is it realistic to think that you may achieve 755 career home runs?
I just want to get through 162 games this season. Anything is possible. Is it realistic? No, maybe for a younger player, but I don't see it realistic for myself.
Yep, that's going way back. Thank you to all of those baseball stars who agreed to sit down with me over the years. Somebody asked me this recently, how many athletes had I interviewed over my dozen years of being a sportscaster? And I would have to say hundreds. Because I covered not only baseball, but football, basketball, college sports, soccer, hockey, figure skating, you name it. So I think over the years, maybe close to 1,000 professional athletes. So at any rate, that was a lot of fun. It was always fun to look back during these Throwback Thursdays, isn't it? For more about my career and some of the challenges I faced as one of the few female sportscasters in the locker rooms back then, please read my book, Warrior, My Path to Being Brave. The details on how you can pre-order it are downstairs in the descriptions. And make sure you sign up to buy Warrior really soon, because we're gonna have some special sweepstakes and giveaways for those who pre-order Warrior. Anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Thanks everyone for watching this week's Throwback Thursday video. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share my video. Click on the bell icon to turn on my post notifications to be notified when I post my next video. Be sure to pre-order my book with the link in my description.